The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
Go to the church, though.
Tawali man, what's up?
Man, can you imagine people just dump everywhere? Someone drinks water and throws the bottle wherever.
Come on, Rogers. What else do you expect people to do with an empty bottle?
Simanya now, recorder. Did you know that plastics take at least 450 years to decompose?
What? That's a long time.
Exactly. Because plastics are made out of a lightweight and flexible material that doesn't decompose easily. And plastics everywhere in the environment cause plastic pollution.
What is plastic pollution now?
It is the accumulation of plastic waste in the environment, like bottles, polythene bags, straws. All of these contribute to plastic pollution.
I have been using them without knowing their effect.
Yeah, a lot of people have. Plastics are a danger to the ecosystem, both on land and in water.
So how can we overcome this problem? Is there something we can do?
Oh yes, we can reduce by minimizing the use of plastics, reuse by repurposing them, or recycle by collecting and processing them into new products.
Everyone wants to change the world, but no one wants to change themselves for the world.
How about we change our habits for the world?
And it starts with me and you.
This message is brought to you by Alternative Digitalk. The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
A very good morning, Uganda. Thank you so much for tuning in. It is another fresh day to thank God, the 3rd of November 2025. My name is Kenethe Rubatsimbira Rwemirembe. You are watching the Alternative Digital TV, and this is the Mighty Drive Show. But we usually come in here with this segment of the Mighty Global News Updates, a special moment where we take you through what's happening in our country, Uganda, and the stories that are shaping conversations, and sometimes even taking you outside Uganda. We believe you're having a good day over there. The P7 candidates are sitting their final examinations today. We do wish you success to the parents, teachers, and all the pupils. We wish you very well. We thank God that you're watching us, and we do ask you to tap that subscribe button. That is if you're watching us for the very first time. Join tens of thousands of people that trust us as a reliable source of information. By doing that, you're contributing to the betterment of our country, Uganda, and the world at large. Here we prioritize matters of national importance, matters that make Uganda and the world a better place to live in. Now let me take you deeper through the stories we are having this fresh morning, including the story of Kampala. We were seeing that Kampala floods are now taking over almost all the shops near Nachivubo drainage channel. Now we saw businessmen yesterday crying out. We have been seeing this for days. They are saying that the government has not helped them. They are accusing the businessman known as Ham for the cause of all of this. They say that Ham project, we were telling you here about the Nachivubo project, where Hamis Chigundu is trying to establish buildings atop the Nachivubo drainage channel. Now many people came out criticizing that, including the Lord Mayor Elias Lukwago, among other individuals who came out to oppose this, of course, citing out there would be problems. Now floods are taking over some shops. We saw after these rains that have been raining, the shops where the items were floating on top of water. Everyone is condemning the Nachivubo construction for being one of the reasons as to why these floods are coming in. The people are saying that the construction of the Nachivubo drainage channel should stop as soon as possible, and if that does not happen, these businessmen are going to continue making more and more losses. Of course, the drainage channel has been having some stories around it, with some saying that Hamis Chigundu just asked the president of Uganda to allow him. He did not follow the right procedure, and that this, of course, these were some of the challenges that would come out of this. Now, we are still waiting for the government to intervene. Yesterday, we saw the executive director of KCCA, and that is Sharifa Buzeki, telling these business people to stay calm, and he promised them that the government was really trying to find out what were the real causes, and if they find out what caused these floods, the government is ready to intervene, and even promise some businessmen that they might be compensated, which these businessmen want. They want to be compensated. Some days back had started protesting, though the security forces were there to control this protest. Now we are waiting to see what happens next after assurance from the executive director KCCA, Sharifa Buzeki, who had gone there to see the level or to see the extent of damage that was caused by the floods, where these businessmen and women lost goods worth millions and millions of Uganda shillings, and we really stand with all those that were affected, and we pray that everything goes on well. Now moving on, as yesterday we learned about the attack of the UPDF barracks in Bundibujo, where an identified assailants who had machete or pangas attacked the barracks in Bundibujo and burnt out the houses there in the barracks. We have learned that at least 19 people have been were killed by the security forces and 40 arrested following this tragic event. The military officials are saying that they have identified the suspect or the leader of this group as Muganzi, and that the security forces, they are working so hard to find out what really inspired these people to do such a thing and attack the barracks. Though some people had started fleeing the place, some are leaving the barracks trying to look for more peaceful areas, but the security forces have come out to now clarify that the entire region of Rwenzululu is safe and is under a close eye of the security personnel, that people do not have to fear anything. Everything is being controlled. Now some people had started saying that these rebels could have been maybe sent by some opposition figures in the government or even the kingdom of Rwenzululu, but these security officials, including the RDC, came out and said for now they do not have any information that is linking these people to the kingdom or ADF. Even they are saying that they are making thorough investigations to find out who these people are. He said that some of them actually have been they have been able to identify them and to know even their families, meaning that for now they do not have any links that show whether these people have connections with the kingdom or even other political figures in the country. That for now, at least that information is fake, and as the UPDF, they distance themselves from that message. Whoever preaches that gospel is telling lies. That was it from there, and we really wish all the best to the people there and to those who have been attacked. We pray that everything goes on well. Now moving on, the presidential race is firing up each day, as I have been telling you here in the Mighty Drive. And now yesterday, General Mugisha Muntu Grigore was in Wakiso asking the people there to support the Alliance for National Transformation, where he is the presidential flag bearer, asking them to vote him into office, that he will do everything he can to make sure Uganda enjoys the development it has never faced or even experienced. He talked about the issue of land grabbers, where he said that the land grabbers have been having an upper hand in the government, so that's why this has been failing for most of the times, especially those moves that have been put there to make sure they curb down this vice of land grabbing. He promised the people that everything will be better. They will enjoy their country, Uganda. That is if they vote the Alliance for National Transformation and himself, General Gregory Mugisha Muntu Oyera. Now, Honorable Chagulanyi Sentamu today is expected to be in Butambala and Gomba. You saw yesterday the people of those particular areas coming out to ask the police this time around not to disrupt his rally by trying to change the routes he is expected to use, that they should not disrupt any of his campaign rallies today. That is Honorable Kyagulanyi there, expected to be in Gomba and Butambala. And if any other more information comes out, we'll be here to give you more information. And that's what we are committed to. That's why we always remind you to tap the subscribe button and above all tap the notification bell, such that whenever we go online, you're the first to receive the notification that now the people are live giving reliable information. I always tell you that this is the only information you can rely on to make an informed decision. The information that is a non-partisan, that is meant for the good of all of us, not a section or group of people, but for the whole of us. Now, yesterday still, Honorable Mubaraka Munyagwa, who is now the presidential flag bearer for the Common Man's Party, was in Ntungamo. Speaking to journalists, he said, he talked about the Balalo issue, where he said that the government, we were telling you here in our other news sometime back, that the government had evicted all the Balalo who were allegedly not meeting the criteria for being that particular area, some that never had the necessary documents to keep them there. Now the government evicted most of them, and now Honorable Munyagwa says this was not done for the good of the Acholi people. It was done, these Balalo were evicted because there are some mafias, as he said, that there were some mafias in the government who were now trying to evict these Balalo such that they could take over that land and even sell it to investors, that this was not done for the good of the people. This comes at a moment where these Balalo are crying. We saw them, they were crying, saying that the government was not even minding about them. They didn't know what next. Some of them had gotten loans to buy land in northern Uganda. Now that they were being chased away, this was leaving their life at stake. Even they never knew where to go. They never knew the next thing they could do. They were just stranded, but the government insisted that they had to leave Acholi and leave it in peace. Now, Honorable Munyagwa says this was not done for the good of Ugandans, but for a few individuals he called the mafias in the government, who are now trying to sell that land or to even make it their own and sell it to investors. After there, he headed to Rukunjiri, and today he is concluding his campaign trail in Ankore and Chigezi, asking the people as well to vote him into office of the president. The question is, will he go through that? For now, still we cannot answer that question. It will be answered by the Electoral Commission of Uganda after he is contested with all the other seven presidential candidates. We will be here to tell you who will have at least one. Just trust us and stay with us always. We will keep you informed with the best information you can rely on. Now, moving on still in Sebeira sub-region, following the landslides that happened that side of Sebei, the government has now promised to compensate the people, and to even that the government is planning to purchase land for these people, especially those in risky areas where the landslides could actually happen again and kill people. Of course, the landslides killed some people there. We have learned that at least 16 people died, and this was the report from the police, and that even animals, a lot of things were lost, as you're seeing on that screen. Those areas of Sebei have been for so long attacked by these landslides. It remains a very bad thing there. It's a huge disaster, and the government that is working so hard to make sure they get land for them where they will live in peace. This was confirmed by Minister for Disaster Preparedness, Lydian Abel, who promised that the government is working so hard to make sure they get new land where they will live in peace. Now, taking you to Tanzania, Chadema party has rejected the electoral the election results, where we saw the sitting president Samia Suluhu win with 98%. Now the Chadema says this was not an election, it was not free and fair. The president, Samia Suluhu Hassan, is facing some criticism from some people, including the Chadema party, that she is becoming a dictator after now succeeding the late John Pombe Magufuli after he was suddenly lost him. Now they are saying that Samia Suluhu Hassan is turning everything to the worst in Tanzania. We saw many people coming on the streets to protest, saying that this election was not free and fair. At a time where the opposition, the top opposition figure, Tundu Lissu, is in custody. He was arrested on charges of treason after coming out to campaign, to ask for people to prioritize, to spread the message of electoral reforms. In Tanzania, it is illegal to challenge the election results. Now Tundu Lissu was saying that he cannot participate, or the Chadema party cannot participate in an election where such laws are still in place, where one is not allowed to challenge the election results. In any courts of law, this is barred by the Constitution of Tanzania. One is not allowed to challenge the elections in Tanzania after the results have been declared and the winner is declared. Now, of course, Chadema party was excluded in the race, now leaving a room for Samia Suluhu to win in a landslide victory, getting almost 98% there. That is it from Tanzania. The internet access is restricted. There's nationwide curfew, and the environment is like that. We saw some Kenyans actually trying to cross the border to enter Tanzania. They were saying that they wanted to help the brothers and sisters in Tanzania to protest and to demand for their full rights to even promote democracy in their country and get rid of Mama, the current president, Samia Suluhu, as they always call her. That is it in Tanzania, and we will keep you informed, giving you more information. The Chadema says at least 700 people have been killed in these protests, but still the government says that is not true. They are saying that at least those known are less than 10. But that is it from there. We still here. We'll be here to give you more information and what will be happening there, even here in Uganda. All you need to do is stick with us. Always the mighty drive continues. But for now, let's just take you to today in history. Did you know this happened on such a day? The 3rd of November, what happened? Let's have it. For now, have a good day. Today in history, we remember Carol Moseley Brown, a trailblazing American politician and diplomat who left an indelible mark on the nation's political landscape. Born on August 16, 1947, Brown's remarkable journey took her to the pinnacle of success, breaking down barriers and shattering glass ceilings along the way.
The blacks won't vote for you because you're not part of the Chicago machine. The whites won't vote for you because you're black, and nobody's going to vote for you because you're a woman. That was all I needed to hear, and that was the beginning of a political career.
As the first African-American woman elected to the U.S. Senate.
This is going to be really simple and plain. Very simple. This is going to be very simple. Now, she just said I was strung out on crack for 20 years.
Brown represented Illinois with distinction from 1993 to 1999.
I just kind of, at that point, people back home in Chicago were encouraging me to come back to Chicago and run for office again, to run for the Senate again, to run for this, run for that. And I had, been there, done that, literally.
Her groundbreaking achievement marked a significant milestone in American politics, paving the way for future generations of women and minorities. During her Senate tenure, Brown championed key issues that impacted the lives of Americans. She was a vocal advocate for education, healthcare, and economic empowerment, working tirelessly to address the pressing needs of her constituents. Her commitment to public service and her ability to build bipartisan coalitions and her respect from her peers and the public alike. Brown's diplomatic career was equally impressive. As U.S. Ambassador to New Zealand and Samoa, she fostered strong diplomatic relations, promoting American interests and values. Her leadership and expertise helped strengthen bilateral ties, facilitating trade, investment, and cultural exchange between the United States and these Pacific nations. In her current role as the chair of the United States African Development Foundation, Brown continues to drive positive change, focusing on economic development and empowerment in Africa. Her work with the foundation has had a lasting impact on the continent, supporting initiatives that promote economic growth, improve healthcare, and enhance education. Throughout her career, Brown has demonstrated a deep commitment to public service and a passion for making a difference in the lives of others. Her legacy serves as a powerful reminder of the impact one person can have on the world. Today, as we reflect on her remarkable life and career, we honor her dedication, perseverance, and trailblazing spirit. Brown's story is an inspiration to anyone who has ever faced obstacles or doubted their ability to make a difference. Her achievements demonstrate that with hard work, determination, and willingness to take risks, anything is possible. Carol Mosley Brown's remarkable life and career offer a testament to the power of public service and the impact one person can have on the world. Kenethe Rubatsimbira, Dig Talk TV.